It's dawn, a new morning, and life goes on.
That's part of my
There's
brain.
darkness in my heart, but life goes on. Now I must go to a world I don't know, where no heaven knows my moon. So I'll hit the road beside me, my Lord, to my new abode. I'm moving on. I'm carrying on. I'll take your horse with me, take all the memories, so I won't be alone. I'm moving on.
A very good morning to you all, Barbados, especially the folks of St. Peter, St. James, where our fallen comrade lived all his life, worked all his life, was dedicated to you all his life. And indeed, he was dedicated to those who came and those who expressed the desire to work with you. And that is where I come into this situation. As you know, I'm Tobias Charles Worrell, candidate for St. James North, second time around. And I met this young man. Indeed, he's only 54 years old. I met this young man. His last birthday was October the 27th. And we struck a chord. And for the next 7 years, we were together, as they say, like hand in glove, peas in a pod. His name is Tyrone. And I'm going to try to get through this tribute to this young man. And I'm going to try to allow or disallow those little things that interfere with what I was hoping for, not to interfere with the substance of who he was to me, who he was to the constituency of St. James and St. Peter, and indeed to the wider Democratic Labour Party. I met this man. We mesh quickly. And immediately he moved into the role of guide and mentor. I found myself especially teachable. And so I listened and allowed his guidance as we pursued the constituency of St. James North. I grew and I got to learn Tyrone. I got to know of him. I got to hear his heart. I got to hear who he was. And I concluded a long while ago that the man was a man of grit. Of course, my surprise came many times as I had to remind myself, this guy is physically incapacitated. And even as I said that, there was nothing that ever informed me that anything was outside of his grasp. We canvass many times from morning till night. And regardless to how that day went, the other day went, when I showed up at his house, he got in the car and we were gone again until 8, 9, 10, 11, sometimes later. And we work and we work and we work. And the one thing that I knew about Tyrone was that I had absolutely no fear, no concern with the loyalty of that guy that was sitting next to me in that car. Even when we disagreed on certain things, it was a professional disagreement and it had nothing to do with the friendship that we shared and the respect and regard for what is to be done. It was, for me, a relationship of phenomenal proportions. I met a man that was totally sold out to the Democratic Labour Party, that was totally sold out to the well-being of the people of St. James and St. Peter. I met a man who was fearless and had very little compunction when it comes to saying what he believed and what he felt. Indeed, the week before I left to come here, he was vindicating a cause as we celebrate an event, and he thought that more should have been offered. And Tyrone spoke freely and unashamedly, because this is the man that he was. One of the things that drove me in our relationship was the fact that I could walk next to him and knew unequivocally, I knew that Tyrone was in full support of Tobias. I had no issues wondering whether or not he's here today and gone tomorrow. He was a fixture in our effort to take the St. James North seat. Indeed, I left a few weeks to come here to buy campaign stuff and everything which we're in the process of doing, and we discussed this last Tuesday. Little did I know the circumstances, because my conversation would have been different. And while I am not in a position to decide that life should take X or Y turn, I believe that when one looks at the circumstances, it is not far-fetched to make certain assumptions. And to that extent, Tyrone's passing hit me and hit me hard to this day. I am still working on it. I tried to get home when I called and spoke to his mother regarding when it would be. I asked that it be pushed back at least to the 1st of December, because right now I have a list of 38 people that wanted to come home and attend that funeral. And I thought that Tyrone had earned his stripes. Tyrone represented Barbados overseas. Tyrone represented cricket clubs in Barbados. Tyrone represented and fought for the Democratic Labour Party for over 25 years. Tyrone was an electrician by profession, a contractor in a more generalized way. And I tell you, you would be hard-pressed to look and say, hey, this guy, where you going? He ain't got no legs. No. Nothing stood in Tyrone's way. I grew over the years to love that man because I love his sincerity. I love his commitment. I love the idea that he had no problems redirecting me and making an opinion when he thought it necessary. And I just left there. And I just left on Tuesday, coming back on the 25th. I tried to get a flight, but I could get one for Saturday, but I wouldn't get in there until 3:45. That would be, the funeral would be gone. So I want you to know that I didn't sit here and decide, hey, I ain't doing it. No. I did everything that I could do. And then, because I was going to come down, do this, leave on Sunday, come back, because I leave on the 25th from here, and I come back home. So this is a tremendous loss. He carried our campaign. He carried, consultancy. He carried ideas, opinions, guidance, everything you can think of this man. And there's no surprise that I grew this close to him, because he was one of those persons that the Democratic Labour Party had so many years ago, where their commitment was unquestioned and unchallenged. Now I got to go forward without Tyrone. I know I have to, because that's the only way he would accept. I know now that he's going to be there as my supporter, but in another location. And so what I will be doing is, what I have done already is ask a couple of questions, because I believe that Tyrone should have been and must be memorialized a little more. I am not coming and challenging anything that's going on. I'm not coming and challenging it. I just believe that my knowledge of him, his commitment to his country, his work in his country, his work on behalf of the people of his country deserves a little more time. And I will make sure that that time is afforded. Brother Tyrone, time has come for me to say farewell. You and I have shared the same pew since what it is, I believe it's 2019. Somewhere like that, we shared the same pew. And you have been responsible for quite a number of things that I have grown to be part of. I think you know, and you took with you the love that we shared for each other, the camaraderie, the partnership, the unity of purpose, and the commitment to our common goal. And so I want to say to you, thank you. And even to Juliet Greene, your mom, because I know there were times I came and took you out. And I could see on her face, her saying things like, oh man, were you taking my son? Yet she knew that your commitment was right where it belonged. And all was well. I'm so sorry to see you gone. I've been hurting ever since. I've been in a state of hurt now for the last set of days. But I'm more so concerned that a little bit of time could not be afforded so that you could have had an even better send-off. I have absolutely no doubt that all the people gathered here today, they gathered because they love you, they gathered because you meant something to them, and they gathered because they respected you. I join in that sentiment. I join in that support, because I spent 7 good years working with you, moving with you, chatting with you, hearing the heart of what it is and means to be a member of our great party. And so, St. James North, I say this to you, and it's coming from my heart. I am asking you to let us score this one for the Gipper. He spent his entire life working for it. He spent his entire life supporting those who were striving for it. He spent his entire life being a friend that is virtually irreplaceable. Tyrone, my brother, I bid you farewell. That time has come. And I know I have to work now on what we have done in the past, knowing full well that you're not far away from me. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being the man that you have been, for the grit that you have demonstrated and shared with me. And I promise you that I'm going to carry this banner with everything that I have seen in you. And if we don't arrive at victory, it will not be because of any slouching or any shortchanging of the effort that is necessary. So, my friend, I love you, man. Rest in peace. Thanks, man.